Hoya keeps deleting people's posts on Google. I've decided that I'm going to make something they can't delete. So let's get started. Now, this is one of the most unprofessional places I've ever been to, and it's just unbelievable, the arrogance and pompous attitude of some of the people in charge here. It's just really unbelievable. Now, Candace works in HR, has no business telling anyone what to do. She has no understanding of how the production floor operates and constantly tries to enforce rules she doesn't follow herself. She'll randomly walk through the floor pointing out ripped clothing or improper eyewear, even though her own clothes are torn and her safety glasses are never on properly, if at all. And on top of this, her stomach constantly hangs out of her shirt. Candace will always take the side of the manager, even when there's clear, undeniable proof that the manager is in the wrong. It doesn't matter if you bring screenshots, timestamps, or witnesses. If it makes a manager look bad, she'll sweep it under the rug and pretend it never happened. Shameful. She also refuses to approve valid time clock corrections. You could have a legitimate reason, manager confirmation, even camera footage, and she'll still mark you as late without hesitation. And when it comes to terminations, she signs off on firing employees without conducting any kind of real investigation. No questions asked, no interviews, no attempt to get the full story, just a rubber stamp and you're gone. For someone in HR, her complete disregard for fairness, accuracy, and basic human decency is unbelievable, just shameful. She also takes about 4 to 7 15-minute smoke breaks every day. But, she wants to talk about professionalism. She lectures others on appearance and compliance while ignoring every standard she tries to enforce. But the truth is, she's in no position to manage adults, especially when she has no control over her own weight or the drama she causes by inserting herself into situations she doesn't fully understand. So, the real question is, why does she work in HR when she seems to genuinely hate employees while also sitting all day, just sitting on her phone? I'd also like to add that there's a really gross, incestuous relationship between HR and managers. It's just really just disgusting. So many current and past employees all have said the same thing about how she spends her time there and how unhelpful she is and her bad attitude towards everyone there. And this is just one example. Now, on to the main host of the Parasites, Jeff Bassett. Now, thankfully, Jeff was finally fired on May 23rd, 2025, for going over budget and having really no clear operational plan, which anyone on the floor could have told you years ago. Jeff has no business leading, managing, or even being employed in any leadership role. He's a very bizarre individual who, at first glance, might come off as friendly or approachable, but that illusion quickly fades the moment he decides, for whatever arbitrary reason, that he doesn't like you. And if Jeff doesn't like you, then in his mind, you no longer deserve a job. But he'll never confront you directly, because that would take spine. Instead, he hides behind weird secret meetings with managers, whispering about which employees he's decided are no longer a fit. And from there, he begins crafting a fake paper trail to justify firing them. I mean, this asshole will go as far as sabotaging an entire department's metrics just to remove one person. It's just unreal. When he's not sitting in his office pretending to answer emails, he spends most of his shift aimlessly wandering the production floor, of course, with his phone in hand, sometimes taking photos and videos of employees, which is in violation of the very strict no phone policy he claims to enforce. And of course, HR has that gross, incestuous relationship with management, so he faces no disciplinary action. Jeff will also tell managers to discipline workers for what he calls extended conversations. But the irony is he wastes colossal amounts of time blabbing endlessly to his wife, Jessica, who also works there, about cabins, their house, or what they're doing later that day. You know, I've never encountered a more two-faced, strange, or financially illiterate person in a position of authority. His removal wasn't just justified, it was long overdue. So in the end, Jeff doesn't care about anyone except himself. And thankfully, in the end, it got him fired. Now let's talk about this asshole Trip Burlingame, the self-proclaimed draconian who thinks he's 10 steps ahead of everyone else. But in reality, Trip's not clever. He's lazy and tries to be manipulative at almost all times, especially if it can benefit him on paper. He's really made himself comfortable in a role that he barely understands, refusing to properly learn the area he's supposed to be managing. And instead of being on the floor, ensuring things actually run smoothly, he wastes time glued to his computer or phone, avoiding any real work and real responsibility. And with confrontation, he's just as spineless as Jeff Bassett. It's the same deal where if he decided for whatever reason he doesn't like you anymore, he'll go way out of his way to try and make sure you no longer have a job. So rather than lead with integrity, Trip is in constant communication with HR and other managers, scheming how to fire as many employees as possible under the guise of profitability, which is laughable because Trip doesn't own a single % of the company, has no assets in it, and yet acts like he's some sort of corporate savior, when in reality, this is what we call a bootlicker in the corporate world. People like him are just disgusting. He also spends an absurd amount of time standing on the top balcony overlooking the production floor, as if the high ground gives him some kind of authority or God complex in his own little mind. He owns nothing, built nothing, and contributes nothing of real value. It's all posture and really just reprehensible, and really shows what kind of shady and just weird people Hoya chooses to employ. This isn't just about one bad manager or a few isolated incidents. It's a culture of intimidation, manipulation, and just hypocrisy that's been swept under the rug by people in positions of power who should have never been trusted with it. If you've worked at Hoya, or if you still do and you've experienced anything like what I described, this video is your space. This video is a place where people can finally speak freely without being censored, silenced, or gaslit by HR or management. Your story matters and you deserve to be heard. Leave a comment below. Tell your story. Let's stop pretending this kind of abuse is normal or acceptable, because it's not. We see you, we believe you, and you're not alone. Thank you for watching.